Hey there, and welcome back to the Imperfect Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Kendra Corman, and today we're diving into a topic that might make some of you break out into a cold sweat: planning your marketing calendar for 2025. Didn't we think we're going to have like flying cars by now? But anyway, before you hit the panic button, take a deep breath. I'll give you a second here. I promise you by the end of this episode, you'll not only feel ready to tackle your 2025 marketing plan, but you'll also learn at times saving strategy that'll make you wonder why you ever stressed about marketing in the first place. So, why is a marketing calendar essential for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants? Well, let me count the ways. Number one, it keeps you consistent. In the world of marketing, consistency is king, or maybe queen to content that is king. Not sure, but they're both really, really important. Two is it helps you manage your time. And let's face it, time is our most precious resource. Three, it aligns your marketing efforts with your business goals because random acts of marketing just don't cut it. Four, it saves you from those last minute, oh no, what am I going to post today? Scrambles. But here's the kicker: it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And that brings me to the secret sauce I promised you: the power of content repurposing. Now, lean in close because I'm about to share a strategy that saved me hours upon hours of work. It's called base content approach. So here's how it works: you choose one primary form of content. For me, it sort of alternates between my podcast and my email newsletter, depending on my news and how much I feel like writing. Um, that becomes your base content. From there, you repurpose and reshape that content for all of your other platforms. Let me break it down for you. Let's say I record a podcast episode like this one. I'll take the key points from this episode and turn them into a series of social media posts. I could write a blog article on it, well, which I call the show notes, but maybe an infographic or two, maybe even use some snippets for my next email newsletter, or build my entire email newsletter off of it. Boom, one piece of content, multiple uses. It's like an entrepreneur's version of reduce, reuse, recycle, but for your brilliant ideas. Now, why is this so powerful? I mean, first, it's massive time saver, right? Instead of coming up with fresh content for every single platform, every single day, you're working from a solid base. Second, it ensures consistency across your platforms. Your audience gets a cohesive message no matter where they encounter you. And third, it reinforces your core message. Back in the day, there was a marketing rule of 7, right? That said, people need to hear your message about 7 times before they take action. Now it's like over 13 or something insane because of the amount of content we're hit with on a regular basis. So if you're not repurposing content, then people aren't taking action on your messages, right? So you should be repurposing. People don't remember what you post. Now, I'll let you on a little secret. This strategy saves me probably 5 to 10 hours a week. 5 to 10 hours a week. That's time I can spend on client work, business development, or actually taking a break, right? So now that you're armed with this repurposing superpower, let's talk about the key components of your 2025 marketing calendar. First up, your base content schedule. Whether that's podcasts, YouTube videos, or newsletters, you want to have a schedule. It might not be every week. It might be every other week. It might be once a month. But whatever that is, you need to come up with what your base content schedule is going to be. Then your repurposed content plan. How are you going to slice and dice that base content? So I have a list of what I do with every podcast episode, every solo episode, and every interview episode. That's what makes a difference here. Okay. 3 is going to be your email marketing campaigns, because that's really important. 4, any network speaking engagements. And then 5, any product service launches. Seasonal promotions at number 6. And number 7, don't forget professional development, because we should all always be learning, right? Now, I want to walk through the steps to create your 2025 marketing calendar. First, review your 2024 performance. What worked? What flopped? Be honest with yourself. This is no time for ego. because I want you to set clear goals for 2025. How many new clients do you want? What revenue are you aiming for? I want you to get specific. Then step 3 is to identify key dates and events. Now, I'm going to start with some like birthdays, vacations, industry conferences, seasonal trends, even national days that relate to your business. These are big, immovable things in your calendar, right? And so you put those big rocks in first. Then you plan your base content themes. Maybe you want to focus on mindset in Q1, skills in Q2, and so on. Align these with your expertise and what your clients need and your launches. Then schedule your regular marketing activities. This is where your base content and the repurposing strategy comes in. Maybe you release a podcast every Tuesday and then spend Wednesday repurposing it for social media and your blog. Or maybe you batch like I do and spend a Saturday recording and a Friday of the following week or 2 weeks later batch editing and repurposing. Step 6 is to allocate your resources. I want you to be realistic about your time and budget. That is one thing I think we don't do enough of. Because remember, it is going to be better to do a few things consistently than to burn out trying to do everything. And I have been there. Less can often be a lot more. Now, I want to talk a little bit about tools. You don't need anything fancy to manage your marketing calendar. You can just use a simple spreadsheet. But if you want to level up, tools like Trello or Asana is my go-to, can help you visualize your plan. For social media scheduling, check out Metricool. I've used Hootsuite, Buffer, CoSchedule, and more, but nothing has beat Metricool for me. I do have an affiliate shown in the link in the show notes for you if you want to show me some love, or visit kendracorman.com/Metricool and it'll take you right there. These tools can really help automate the process, saving you even more time. Before we wrap up, let me share a few tips to help you stick to your marketing calendar without losing your mind, because Lord knows that seems to happen often. I want you to focus on quality-based content first, right? If your foundation is strong, everything else falls into place. Number 2, I want you to be realistic. You're one person. You're not a marketing agency, a team. You don't have 27 people working on your marketing. It's okay to start small and scale up. And then I want you to build in some flexibility. Life happens, launches get delayed, opportunities pop up. Your calendar should be a guide, not a straitjacket. Number 4, one of my favorites, batch your work. I like to record several podcast episodes in one day, spend another day repurposing them. It's all about finding your rhythm and what works for you. I have one client that can only record one podcast a day. I have another client who's all interview episodes, and she mostly records on weekends. And so that's just sort of the way it goes, right? She gets what she can when she can. Now, I want you to review and adjust regularly. It's a living document. Don't be afraid to change it as you learn what works best for you, but also don't change it too often or as a result of someone just giving you advice. We do want progress over perfection. An imperfect marketing plan that you actually follow is infinitely better than a perfect plan that stays in your head. So there you have it. This is your roadmap to creating a manageable, effective marketing calendar for 2025. Armed with your content repurposing strategy and hopefully these planning tips, you are ready to take the new year on like the marketing master you are. Before you go, I'd love to hear your content repurposing tips. Drop them in the comments or shoot me a message. And if you want more resources to help you with your marketing planning, head on over to my website, kendracorman.com. I've always got some goodies waiting for you there, or check out some of the videos on my YouTube channel. Now, next week, we'll be talking about, well, you're just going to have to tune in to find out. Until then, keep your marketing perfectly imperfect and your content smartly repurposed. This is Kendra signing off for now.